Spearhead.
We love Sanhum.
KDB가 보험을 아껴드립니다. 인터넷으로 보험의 변화를 시도한 거죠. 그 결과 보험료는 30% 저렴, 핵심 보장은 그대로, 가입은 쉽게. 그래서 인터넷 생명보험 누적 판매 1위가 되었습니다. KDB 다이렉트로 보험을 아끼자. 지금 확인해보세요. KDB 다이렉트 보험. 진짜 에너지 드링크 42.195.
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 박지성입니다. 축구 선수가 빠졌죠. 요즘은 요양하고 있어서 몸이 안 좋아요. 많이 맞춰도 되겠는데요? 3대4면요? 2대2면 걱정을 많이 했는데 게임은 남자 여자가 따로 없더라고요. 잘하면 여자도 너무 잘하니까 국가대항전이니까 나라를 대표하는 의미가 있을 거라고 생각을 합니다. 이왕이면 좋은 성적으로 많은 사람들을 기쁘게 해줬으면 좋겠습니다. FIFA Online 3 Spearhead Invitational 2014 저 박지성이 함께합니다.
Good morning and welcome to the FIFA Online 3 Spearhead Invitational 2014, and we are in day number 2, and this is going to be the day where we find out the team that is going to be going up to 3rd place. So right now we're going to watch, or rather in just a few minutes we'll be watching up Thailand taking on China. Thailand, who proceeded to the winners bracket but lost both their matches against Korea as well as Vietnam, but it wasn't a big of a defeat for them. They pushed both Vietnam and Korea to 3 matches, and it was hard fought. I mean, it was a little tough for them to lose that way, but yeah, they'll be ending up in 3rd place. And China actually went to the lower bracket, and they were actually going up against SingaMalaya as well as Indonesia, and they won both those teams, so they are the 4th place team. So today both these teams will be playing up against each other to see who will be going one step further to winning the first prize of $50,000 US. So you see on stream now, you see all the different countries that are represented here. Korea, the host nation, also the other countries like Indonesia, China, Thailand, Vietnam, and the combined team from Malaysia as well as Singapore. So 7 different countries being represented and 18 different players as well. So here you see the total prize pool of $100,000 US. The first prize being $50,000 and the second prize being $25,000. You may be wondering, where's the other $25,000? Here it is. So all these different players have won themselves different amounts of money just by being the MVP in their different matches that we have seen. And we've seen that the one Chinese player has won up $4,000 already, and the rest of them have won $2,000. And the Korean Choi Myung-ho, I think quite a fun personality, I would say, on stream, and he has won $4,000 as well. And don't forget Hassan from Malaysia. After fighting up a tense third game against Indonesia in the lower bracket. He wins himself $2,000 as well, so he's not going home empty-handed. So this is how it ended up in day number 1. You can see in the group tournament where that's the column in the middle. Thailand took on Malaysia, or rather the combined team of SingaMalaya. And well, that was a little too fast, but yeah, Thailand went on to the winners bracket together along with Korea as well as Vietnam. And in the lower bracket, Malaysia won against Indonesia 2-1. But they lost against China with the same scoreline 2-1. And then Indonesia went on to beat China 2-0. But because each of the three teams had 3 points, China still advanced because of their superior goal difference. And here you can see it right there in the lower bracket, China with a positive 1 goal difference, scoring 3 goals and conceding 2, whereas Indonesia have a goal difference of 0 and SingaMalaya having a goal difference of -1. And over on the upper bracket, Korea with 2 wins, they are going straight into the finals, and they'll be the team to beat because they are guaranteed second place at least. So they have $25,000 guaranteed for them. It's just we gotta find out today and tomorrow who will be the team that will be going into the final to play against Korea. So the game that will be played today, the game to watch will be Thailand against China. I'm sure it's going to be a good game. Thailand doing much better than I expected, and their play has been really good. Each of their players pulling off at least a win in every of their rounds. And China really not doing as well as many might have expected them to do, especially their legend player Zola, who has won many titles for himself as well as multiple WCGs, but he has not won a single game yet. So seems like he's not really, playing up to expectations. So we'll see if Zola can improve on his record, because yesterday all his matches he was being played as the number 1 position player, and he always seems to lose his games. So we'll see if they change it up a little today. They have the opportunity to change it up, because in every match you can change the order in which your teammates play. And don't forget, today is also a best of 5. Yesterday every match was played as a best of 3, but today it will be a best of 5. So a lot more games to play for. But before we get into the games, we'll just watch a short interview of the Chinese and Korean, or rather Chinese and Thai players. Interview. Yeah, there you go.
实际比赛，所有的对手都比我们预想的要顽强得多，然后他们的进攻防守都做得很好。我们在比赛中遇到很多困难吧。可能应该会根据今天比赛的表现的不足和自己表现好的地方来做出一些调整。中国加油！
ไม่น่าจะคิดว่าเป็นผู้แพ้ครับคืออย่างน้อยเนี่ยเราน่าจะได้ที่2ครับคือเกมแรกเนี่ยเราเล่นกับเกาหลีคือถือว่าโอเคครับถือว่าดีแต่ว่าพลาดนิดเดียวครับแล้วก็เดี๋ยวโดนแพ้เลยทีเดียวเกมใช่ไหมครับพรุ่งนี้ก็คือพวกเราก็คือมั่นใจแหละว่าจะสามารถชนะจีนได้เพราะว่าดูจากฟอร์มของวันนี้ก็คือเขาแบบคือยังเล่นไม่ค่อยเป็นบอลเท่าไหร่ครับคือสกิลก็คือยังไม่ค่อยได้ครับแต่ก็ประมาทไม่ได้ครับคือเราก็เล่นตามเกมของเราครับไม้เดียวจบครับระวังไว้เดี๋ยวเจอกันครับ Fighting!
Looks like the Thai players, they really look ready to go for their match coming up against China. And this Thailand team really seems strong in their attack. All 3 of these players seem to score a lot of goals, especially up front when they have players like Didier Drogba as well as Daniel Sturridge and Adebayo and Van Persie. Very good players that they have in their squad that they have drafted before this tournament started. But if you look on the side of China, all they seem to have is Fernando Torres, Luca Toni, and their main threat that has been seen yesterday was to be Francesco Totti. So we'll have a look at the 3 players that will be representing Thailand. And all of them just say they want to win South Korea, except Grisada. He says he wants to try to win Vietnam. So it looks like they're pretty stoked. And the player on the left and the right, Best as well as Zephylos, both of them from Neolution over in Thailand, representing their FIFA squad over there. And I'm sure pretty soon we'll have a look at the Chinese team as well. But you know, like I mentioned, China just doesn't look as threatening as I thought they would be. When they first drafted Fernando Torres, 2009 Fernando Torres, it seemed like a very good pick, but they're just not fully utilizing it, and it just doesn't seem to fit their playstyle. So we'll have a look at all three players from China. From the left, Liu Yi and Yang Cheng and Cao Yang, also known as Ikono, Zola and Balotelli, all of them expecting to end up in first place in this tournament. So this is very interesting. You know, they expect to be in first, but the performances don't seem to justify that. They've put enough practice into coming to this tournament, and even when we saw yesterday the Korean team, they seem to say that the Chinese team is their main rivals. So I'm sure Korea hasn't met their Chinese opponents yet. So it'll be interesting to see if China make it all the way to the final and they take on Korea. That I'm sure is going to be a very exciting game to watch. There you see your three players from SingaMalaya, Ol, Zarate as well as RBLX, unfortunately getting eliminated from the tournament, but I'm sure they'll enjoy the rest of this action, and I'm sure they'll learn from this experience, because I'm sure this is not the end of the road for them. They'll be going for many more tournaments to represent their different countries. Here is your first player for the day for Thailand. Gonna be playing up is Krisara, also known as Cham, and you can see his achievements there. He has about a few achievements there. I'm sure there are more achievements, just that, you know, they don't have enough space to put it up there. But all these Thai players, they are very talented guys. And Krisara, he lost his game against South Korea, his first match against Choi Mung Ho. He lost 4-0, but he came back the next game against Vietnam and he did really well, and he won his match for Thailand against Vietnam. So it kind of unpredictable, hard to say. So we'll see how he goes, how he's prepared to go into this match. And I'm sure in game number 2 we'll see up their captain Zephylos will be playing. But again, let me remind you, this will be a best of 5. So it's different from yesterday. Yesterday was a best of 3. So this time it's a best of 5, and we'll see how both teams will be looking to go in this lineup. And here we see the legend himself, Zola, and his real name Yang Cheng, just not performing up to expectations. Look at his achievements: WCG first place, WCG World second place, TGA Summer first place. I'm sure there's many other WCG placements which I've seen before where Zola has taken part in and he's won for himself, but in FIFA Online 3 just does not seem up to the mark. So we'll see if he can live up to expectations coming up against Krisara in this first match between Thailand and China. And you know, just looking at the age itself, Zola is 31 years old, Krisara is like 22 years old. You know, sometimes you wonder as a gamer, does age really take away that edge in you, where you lose your reflexes, your things like the ability to think fast enough for your next move and to think where you want to pass, whether you want to shoot. It just doesn't seem like Zola is adapting well to this game at all, but we'll see as this game comes along, and we'll go soon into seeing up their lineups and how they'll be looking to play up their game. I do remember that Krisara, if I'm not wrong, likes to play a 4-2-3-1 with his team that he has drafted, whereas Zola likes to play up a 4-2-2-2, something like that. But it's a very weird looking 4-2-2-2. But looks like both the players are getting ready to go in this best of 5. I'm sure it's gonna be a very draining series for them, because a lot depends on this game. You win this game, you're one step closer. You'll go on to face Vietnam in the next round, and whoever wins that game will be into the finals, and they're in the money. $50,000 first prize to be won. That's absolutely lots of money to be won. You go back home, you can go on a holiday, you can buy a few houses. I'm sure if you're Thai or you're Chinese, you can buy a few bungalow houses, mansions maybe. I'm sure it'll be really good. But we'll just wait for the formalities to be over, and then we'll begin in this first match of the best of 5 between Thailand and China. Oh, looks like they have a mobile app as well for FIFA Online 3. That's pretty interesting. I just saw like a World 11 Cristiano Ronaldo. Wonder if the person using his phone there does have a World 11 Cristiano Ronaldo. Not too sure if we have seen a Cristiano Ronaldo World 11 over in our Southeast Asian servers, in our Singapore and Malaysian servers. I'm sure that will be going for a very expensive price. I think I saw like Lionel Messi on the market yesterday. Very expensive. I think more than 100 million EP he was being sold for, and I don't think anyone bought him just yet. Looks like this. They're just waiting for some things to be going on, and then they'll begin once both teams are ready. But looks like after yesterday's decision where, you know, China played a custom formation, I do believe that right now every team is allowed to play custom formations. And it is possible, you know, I think it was said in the rule book that you're not allowed, but seems like the officials have changed their decision and they might be allowed to play custom formations. Now that if they are allowed to play custom formations, that this whole game changes around, because many teams will be able to access into many different formations where they were previously not allowed to, and they don't have to stick to the traditional formations of having up a particular formation which you can choose on default. They can just switch around the formations themselves. They can play a 10-man defense, they can play a 10-man attack if they want. Anything is possible. So that is something that we can also look forward to seeing today in this match between Thailand and China. And the winner of this match, like I mentioned, will go on to play tomorrow against Vietnam, who are the second place team after the group stages have ended. They ended up second in their group in the winners bracket, and the winner of that match will go on to take on Korea in the finals. And Korea, of course, being the favorites of everyone to win this whole tournament, they are in their home country. And yesterday I mentioned that in FIFA Online, Korea has never been defeated in their home ground except once, and it was done by a Singaporean, which was actually Mohammad Farhan when he went over to Korea, I believe in 2009 or in 2010. He went over to Korea, and in one of the stages, so, you know, while progressing in the tournament, he beat a Korean in the tournament, which was absolutely amazing. Nobody has ever beaten a Korean in his home ground in FIFA Online. So that was the first time it ever happened. And Farhan went on to the finals, but unfortunately he met another Korean in the finals and he lost it. But it's still such a big pride to be the only ever person to beat a Korean in their home ground, and what a pride for Singapore. So yeah, we'll be looking to see if any team can go on to the final and beat Korea. They certainly look very strong, but yesterday in their games, both against Vietnam and Thailand, you know, Vietnam and Thailand definitely gave them a run for their money and made life very difficult for Korea. But now we'll have a look at the draft coming in for Thailand. These are the 30 players that they have drafted into their squad or this particular tournament. First pick being Didier Drogba, and then so on and so forth. Second pick Yaya Toure. But I look at this squad among all the 6 teams that are participating in this tournament, and I believe that, and I personally think that Thailand has the strongest draft that you can ever get. You know, they have many players out there that are not rated highly by many of these teams. Players like Sergio Aguero, Robin van Persie, Daniel De Rossi, Daniel Sturridge, Christian Kivu. These players are very good. It's just that many teams don't rate them very highly. And if you look at Thailand, they only picked up their goalkeeper after pick number 26. Yeah, they don't have a goalkeeper at all until number 26. They drafted their goalkeepers as one of their last players. They just, it seems like they don't feel like a goalkeeper is that of, it doesn't play that much of a role in terms of getting better players, and they don't seem to place their goalkeepers in good priority, and they just pick up De Gea, who you would not expect to be in your squad, because all the other teams drafted their goalkeepers pretty early. They got what you would say better goalkeepers like Pericek, Casillas, Manuel Neuer, keepers like this. The other teams managed to get it, but Thailand had to wait all the way till pick number 26 to pick up De Gea, and in pick number 29 they picked up Roman Weidenfeller. So that's how it goes for Thailand. Now we'll have a look at the draft from China. First pick being Fernando Torres, and second pick Francesco Totti. Torres has been an absolute disappointment so far for China, but Francesco Totti is the one running the midfield. bring up the attacks from defense to attack, and he has been the main man for China so far. And in terms of defense, next two players were Rio Ferdinand and Lucio, so they really packed up their defense pretty early. And next pick was Luca Toni, who I believe is their top scorer so far. Luca Toni, I believe, has got about 3 to 4 goals already for China. I think probably 3 goals. And we'll look to see. He might be the main man coming in, or they might change their gameplay over for today and actually play Fernando Torres to his strength, because 2010 Torres was when he was at his peak. That was when Torres was at his best, when he was still at Liverpool before he transferred over to Chelsea. So we'll look to see if China can fully utilize the strength of Torres and look to feed the balls in towards him, because he is really very good in the game as well. And then you look further down the line, they picked up what I believe is the best keeper in the game, Manuel Neuer, season 13. That's in roughly about in the middle of their picks, and then all the other strikers. But in terms of the right back and left back, they seem to be playing up with Micah Richards as well as Ashley Cole. And Ashley Cole, let me tell you, is not the best fullback you want to have at left back. He is not strong. Pace, he's alright with some pace, but once you go up one-on-one with a striker like Cristiano Ronaldo, you go up against when they're playing against Thailand, he's going to be going up against Didier Drogba, Samuel Eto'o, Daniel Sturridge, Robin Van Persie. Ashley Cole is not the man you want to be going up against these kind of players, because Ashley Cole is very weak in terms of strength and in terms of passing and stuff like that. So it's going to be tough if Thailand actually see this weakness in this Chinese squad and look to exploit that, because of this so many good attacking strikers that Thailand seem to have in their squad. And so we'll just wait for their games to start. And this is, best of 5. I'm not too sure about how they're going to be playing up their orders. I think it might be they've got to choose the first 3 orders. Like Crisada will play first, and then Zephylos will play second, and Best will play third. But then the 4th and 5th, if it does go to a 4th and 5th game, I wonder if they can switch things around. Like, it doesn't matter if Chams plays 4th. Like, let's say Zephylos can play again in number 4 and Best can play number 5. So I believe that would be the best configuration that Thailand can go for if they go up till game number 5. And so we'll have a look. Pretty happy crowd, I believe. Lots of cheering going on for Thailand as well as China. I believe yesterday the crowd was rooting for China and Thailand, I think, with the most cheers, as well as Vietnam. But we'll have a look at how they'll be lining up. First, we'll have a look on the side of Thailand. In goal, they have Roman Weidenfeller. 2 fullbacks going to be Sergio Ramos on the right and Christian Kivu on the left. 2 centre-backs, Vincent Kompany and Brett Hengelen. These 2 guys are absolutely tall players. It's going to be difficult to play crosses into them. And actually, Hengelen goes out. In comes Benatia. So Luca Toni can look to just exploit the little strength and height advantage that he has over Benatia. In central defensive midfield, we have Yaya Toure. Attacking midfield, Daniele De Rossi. And your 4 strikers going to be led up by centre forward Robin Van Persie, right wing, honestly, centre forward Adebayo, right wing Robin Van Persie, left wing Juan Cuadrado, and striker Daniel Sturridge. And quite a surprise pick to be actually be seeing Juan Cuadrado being played on the left wing, because, you know, given that, you know, all these players are level 20 and Cuadrado is not exactly the strongest player that you might look to get. Like, you still have players like Samuel Eto'o on the bench, you have Sergio Aguero and many other strikers that they have on their bench, but they look to go for Juan Cuadrado. We can look to see how this actually pays off for Thailand as they go into the game. Now we'll have a look on the side of China. They're going to be playing up a 4-2-2-2 like I mentioned earlier, and this is how they're lining up. In goal, Manuel Neuer. 2 fullbacks on the right, Micah Richards, and left back Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole is going to be the weak link, let me tell you. So Thailand must look to exploit this weakness of Ashley Cole. 2 centre backs, Rio Ferdinand and Lucio. Right defensive midfield, Alu Diarra. Left defensive midfield, Botma. And these 2 guys are also not the best defensive midfielders that you want to have in your game. So we'll see how Thailand look to go around it. Central midfield going to be played by Francesco Totti, who yesterday was always being used on the left of midfield. Now he moves over to the center. Left attacking midfield going to be played by Rodriguez. Right forward, Fernando Torres, and striker Luca Toni. This is definitely a custom formation. So looks like the officials, you know, they're going to be allowing custom formations for the rest of this tournament. And that will be the lineup for the first match between Thailand and China, the kickoff of day number 2. It's gonna be Cham taking on Zola. There you go, Cham on the left, Zola on the right. And we'll go into our team selection, or rather jersey kit selection screen, and we'll see Bayern Munich gonna be used by Thailand and Chelsea gonna be used by China. So this is the first game of a best of 5. It will be such a crucial win. You know, it just gives extra boost and the momentum to your team once you win this game number 1. And Zola is on a losing streak. He has to pick up his game, and especially Kritara is a really strong player going on the attack. So we'll look to see how Zola looks to adapt. In terms of defense, that is not the best lineup that you want to have for China. So we'll look to see how this is going to be shaping up. This is kickoff, and playing in the red Bayern Munich jersey is Thailand, attacking towards the right. We have Sergio Ramos on the ball. Gonna give it back to the defenders. Christian Kibu playing at left back. Now to Cuadrado. They look to play really short passes on the edge of the box. Going in. Here's Van Persie to Sturridge with a first time shot, but it was looking to be a good goal, I would say, with that true pass that came from Robin Van Persie to Sturridge, but just not enough power in that shot. But Thailand will have another go again because the goal kick taken from Manuel Neuer just went straight out of the field. So Thailand will be able to restart that game with Christian Kibo on the ball. Now to Juan Cuadrado. Playing it patiently from the left of midfield back to the center of defense. And Yaya Toure on the ball now, giving it to Van Persie. Here's Sturridge. Adebayo on the ball. We're going to play a quick pass over to Kibu. Didn't work out that time. But China will get it back with Botma. Luca Toni running through the middle. Giving it back to Totti now. Totti is going to look for the pass, looking for Fernando Torres, but just caught out a little out of position, so was unable to play in the pass, and Thailand will be able to bring it out of defense. But right away they give it back to China, so they'll have another go again. Here's Botma to Ashley Cole. Rodriguez on the left going up against Ramos, and Ramos with an excellent challenge coming in against Rodriguez and dribbles past him as well, which allows Thailand to bring it out of defense. And on the ball now is Adebayo. On the left to Juan Cuadrado. Adebayo making a good run ahead of him, but Cuadrado draws the foul, and it's gonna be a free kick for Thailand. Christian Kivu standing over the ball. Might be looking to hit it into the box. No, he goes right back to the defender, or rather that was to Cuadrado. But Daniel De Rossi is on the ball, giving it to Adebayo now. That's gonna be a foul against Adebayo. I thought it's gonna be a foul which was committed on him, but looks like it's not. But Botma is on the ball now, defensive midfielder for China. He gets dispossessed by Van Persie, coming in deep to win the ball back for Thailand. Luca Toni wins it back. Torres to Totti. Back to Luca Toni again. Can he find the space? Here's Torres looking for the run of Toni, who was just not quick enough to get into the space. So it will be cleared away, but here's Mika Richards on the right, getting outmuscled by Daniel Sturridge, his England teammate. Desperate lunging challenge coming there from Torres, looking to win the ball back quickly for China, but Thailand eventually do lose it out. Here's Torres on the right wing, or rather being played as a right forward. It's gonna be a free kick in a very good position. We've seen yesterday Zola is pretty decent with his free kicks. He does know how to take it. It's just that he has not scored any goals out of it. We'll look to see if he changes to Francesco Totti. That is his favorite free kick taker. There you go, Francesco Totti. He's going to go for the shot. Is he going to go in? In comes the shot, and oh, the first goal of the game off that free kick. I told you that was coming. Zola is good with his free kicks, and his preferred player, Francesco Totti, does not fail him on that occasion, scoring the first goal of the game in this match between Thailand and China. Even though there was one player on the line, Kivu, and the goalkeeper could not do anything about it. Too much power in that shot, and it goes right in for the first goal of the game. Zola taking the lead, I believe for the first time in this whole tournament, taking the lead for the first time. So we'll go and restart the game. Just 5 minutes left before halftime, and Thailand will look to grab an equalizer before halftime. and just claw their way back in the second half. Adebayo could not connect with that pass which was by Cuadrado. So China will go on the attack again down the left. Here's Rodriguez now giving it over to Luca Toni. He's going up against Vincent Kompany, but Ramos came back to put in that tackle, and Van Persie will start the attack down the right for Thailand. Here's Van Persie giving it over to Adebayo. Can he do some skills to get past the player? Van Persie once again. Here's Sturridge. Sturridge not going for the shot. Here's Cuadrado. Just pushed the ball a little too much ahead of him. Otherwise, he might have looked to go for the shot. The referee blows for half time. We're going to go into the break. 1-0 in the lead for China. Scoring that goal off the free kick from Francesco Totti just 5 or 6 minutes before half time. But Thailand as well, just not proving enough. They're just not doing enough to get in towards goal. This one chance only it has been for them with the shot from Daniel Sturridge, which was had not enough power. But this is the goal which came in from Totti, direct off the free kick, and scoring it, making it 1-0 for China. So the second half begins with China starting the game, and Rodriguez is on the right, playing it over to the middle. That's almost seemed like a good pass coming in from Toni, but Rodriguez just not on his toes, just not able to sprint and get to the ball quickly enough. And the Thai player Quesada will look to make some changes, I believe, possibly substitution. Cuadrado isn't performing up to the mark that I expected him to, and he might look to make changes. Players like Eto'o and Sergio Aguero can come in, and even in midfield, Daniel De Rossi has been somewhat of an invisible man for Thailand. He just is not able to link up defense and attack. So we'll look to see what kind of changes he makes. Out goes Van Persie and Cuadrado. In comes Didier Drogba as well as Hulk. And Drogba is the main man to watch right now. Didier Drogba from season 2010 when he won the Champions League with Chelsea. That was when he was in the form of his life. So we'll look to see if he can score a goal. Here goes Daniel Sturridge sprinting past everyone. There's Drogba going narrowly offside. Just playing a pass a little too late. Well played by the defenders actually to come out of their lines and look to play Drogba offside. That goal is not going to count. But we've already seen the threat and the space that is being created by Didier Drogba off that pass from Sturridge. So this partnership is very good. We've seen earlier in the earlier rounds Sturridge and Drogba being played together, a right footer and a left footer, both of the passes going into the box, and both of them are really good in terms of chemistry. So we'll look to see if they can use that chemistry between these two players to score another, or rather to score an equalizer. But China have the ball right now with their left winger Joaquin coming into the game. I believe he replaced Rodriguez. So the Spanish right winger being played on the left wing is going to be the man to watch for China, I believe. He's going to go on the counter attack. The pass is being laid out to Joaquin, but Hulk gets there ahead of him. De Rossi now to bring it out of midfield for Thailand. Drogba goes back to Kivu. Adebayo very interestingly being played on the left wing position. We'll look to see. I don't think he's a very pacey player, but we'll look to see how Drogba will be looking to play this around. He's going to win himself a corner. Sergio Ramos will be the one standing over the ball. They're going to take it shot to Daniel Sturridge. Is he going to send in a cross? He's going for the pass instead, and a very poor pass which goes straight to Luca Toni from Team China. Now they're going to go on the counter attack. Botma is on the left, leading the charge on the attack, giving it to Joaquin. He's looking to play a straight pass over to Toni. Didn't work on that occasion, but having possession is Drogba, giving it to Adebayo. Good turn away from his marker. Now here is Sturridge. Can he get to the ball? No, he can't. The through pass is being played a little too far ahead for Sturridge to get to. And China will restart the game. The ball now with Ashley Cole. Toni unable to find a pass to Joaquin. I think the past two passes from Toni have gone away to their opponent. So Toni might be getting a little tired, but here goes Joaquin down the other end. And Ramos puts in a really good tackle. And Joaquin is injured for just a temporary time, but looks to see maybe Zola might just take out Joaquin altogether, because he's just not that really quick and pacey of a player that you want to have on the wings to look to start attacks. And even though Zola has scored from a free kick, other than that one free kick, he has not had any other opportunities anywhere near the Thailand goal at all. So we look to see the change. Off goes Yakin, making just like a 15-minute appearance. In comes Dirk Kout. In he sends the cross a little too deep for anyone to connect with, and it's gonna be a goal kick for Thailand. Here we see the players from Indonesia just having a little bit of fun right now. They are eliminated from the tournament, but definitely, you know, watching all these different players will help your game as well. But here goes Drogba back to Sturridge. Sturridge looking for the pass. Referee says no foul. Seemed to be a foul for me, but Drogba is gonna have the ball once again for Thailand, looking for options. Finds Adebayo on the left. He's gonna give it back to Drogba. Is he gonna go for the shot? Not yet. De Rossi to Hulk. Hulk is gonna turn, passes Marcus. Hulk with the finish. Good save by Neuer, coming out, just putting his body on the line and putting up that save. Just 5 minutes left in the game, and China will just run down the time. I think there's not much time left at all. He kicks it straight out of the field. There's just 1 minute left in the game for Cham to make anything happen. He wants to make a few changes, I believe, to his formation. Last chance of the game for him to come back. Otherwise, Zola is going to go back with his first win in this tournament. Quesada making one last change. De Rossi goes off. In comes Luka Modric. That will bring a little more pace and a bit more vision to this midfield, but he only has one attack left to go, so he will start the attack with Christian Kivu, bringing it out of midfield, giving it to Drogba, to the left with Adebayo. Adebayo does not get to it. Drogba as well. This might be the end of the game. Adebayo still fighting for the ball, not finding Drogba with the pass. Rio Ferdinand clears it up, and the referee blows for full time. The game ends 1-0 in favor of China. The player being Zola, scoring the goal in the first half with the free kick from Francesco Totti. But other than that one chance, we have not seen Zola really going on the attack and having any sniff at the goal at all. But on the other hand, it was Quesada who was the one who went forward, had a couple of chances with Daniel Sturridge as well as Hulk, but Neuer just proved too good, and he made really good saves out of those shots which came from those players. So in game number 1 between Thailand and China, China wins it. Zola taking his first win in this whole tournament. China leading 1-0 against Thailand. But in game number 2, I'm sure the captain of Thailand, Zephilos, is going to be coming into play, and that's when things will be looking to change. There we see once again Zola, the player from China, who came away with the win. Does not seem too happy at all. I'm sure he's not. This is not his best of performances so far in this Spearhead Invitational. I'm sure he's a much better player than that. Just not finding his groove at all in this whole tournament. We'll look to see if he can change that going further into this, if China actually proceed into the next round to take on Vietnam. So looks like we'll be ready to go into game number 2. And in game number 2, gonna be playing up for Thailand is Tianvit Surinam, also known as Best 45. He is very good with his play, very good with his passing, keeps possession of the ball a lot, and those are his achievements. A lot more not being put up there, but really impressive. Thailand championships, everything I think being won by all these Neolution players like Zephilos and Best. So we'll have a look on the side of China. Still no confirmation of who's playing. Is it gonna be Zola again? This is interesting. Can they actually do it like this, like the same player plays a second time? So for Team China, seems like it's gonna be Zola. That will be really interesting to see the same player playing again in game number 2. Or maybe it works like, if you win your game, the same player stays on the play in game number 2. Maybe it works that way. But we'll look to see how Thailand will be shaping up into this game. They are changing quite a number of players. So in goal they have De Gea. 2 fullbacks gonna be Maggio on the right. 2 centre backs, Benatia and Maxes. Left back Felipe Luis. Central defensive midfield, Yaya Toure. Attacking midfield, Cesc Fabregas. Right wing, Hulk. Left wing, Samuel Eto'o. And 2 strikers, Daniel Sturridge and Adebayo. Drogba is going to be on the bench because he was on low condition So he's the one gonna be making way. But this is the formation that we have seen being used primarily by Zephylos in his previous games, and it worked to such great effect in every games that he has played, except the one game he lost against King Taipao from Vietnam. But this is a really good formation that seems to be working for the Thai players. So we'll look to see how this works for Tien Vit. I don't think Tien Vit or Tien Vitit, yeah, that's his name. Well, I'll just call him Best 45. And Best 45, I've not seen him play this formation just yet, but maybe he has put some practice into it, and I'm sure he'll be ready to go in this match. So defensively, looking not as strong as you would want to believe, because Maggio, Benacia, Maxes and Felipe Lewis are not the best defenders in the game that they can have. They still have on the bench Sergio Ramos and Vincent Company, which they are not using just yet. But we'll have a look on the side of China, and it's almost the same 11 that's playing, just that in left defensive midfield in comes John Obi Mikel, and in left midfield is Franck Ribéry. Other than that, every player is the same, and it is confirmed Zola is playing again in game number 2. So I really wonder what this format is all about. Like, can they play the same player twice, or does the winner of the match continue to play in the next game? We'll look to have some confirmation on the format, but Zola is going to be playing again. But in game number 1, he was not convincing at all, not making many goal scoring opportunities, only had that one chance with the free kick, and you know, thankfully he did score from that free kick. Otherwise it might have been a really difficult game for Zola to come into. So we're gonna go have a look at both our players. It's gonna be Best 45 from Thailand taking on Zola from China.
Spearhead.
So here you have both your teams. On the left, in the red kit, it's gonna be Thailand, and in the Chelsea blue kit is gonna be the player from China, Zola. As you can see on the scoreboard, China leading 1-0 after that 1-0 win in game number 1. This is game number 2 in the best of 5. If China win this game, they only need to win one more match to take home this whole series and proceed to tomorrow to take on Vietnam. Here are your lineups for both these teams, and we'll be ready to go for kickoff. So Thailand in the red jersey gonna be kicking off towards the right. There you have your Thai supporters, pretty enthusiastic, and they are, I'm sure, very stoked, because coming to this game against China, I feel like Thailand will feel like they have a really good chance. So Thailand will kick off, having possession of the ball so far, but just as I said, they lose the ball to Fernando Torres, and he's gonna go up, pushing forward in attack. Luca Toni in possession. Here's Mikel joining in the attack, giving it to Totti. Totti to Torres, first chance of the game. Zola, can he make something out of it? Back to Totti, and that's not looking to be a good pass at all. Went for some fanciful looking pass and didn't work out. This is going to be 3-on-2. On the left is Samuel Eto'o. Joining in the attack is Adebayo as well as Sturridge, but he slows the play down, not going for the quick attack, and eventually losing the ball to Alou Diarra, who went back to defend for China. Here's Ribéry in possession, losing the ball out to Hulk. Hulk might look to play something out of it, but it's going to be an offside call against Daniel Sturridge. Looked to be very narrow, yeah. Nothing much at all, the pass to Sturridge. But nevertheless, it's offside, and it's going to be a free kick over to the side of China. So Lucio will take it long towards the other side of the field, but Thailand will win it back. Hulk in possession of the ball, giving it to Sturridge. Running down the right. Can he keep it in the field? Yes, he can. Hulk keeps it in. And Thailand will build their attack from the back, spraying it out way out to the right. It's to the feet of Hulk. Now here goes Sturridge. Is he going to go for the pass to Adebayo? He turns around. That's a penalty. Yes, referee calls a foul. That's definitely going to be a penalty. Looking at that, the defender just came lunging into Hulk, and or rather that was Sturridge, and he smartly won himself the penalty. It's gonna be De Gea. I have no idea what's going on. Goalkeeper against goalkeeper. De Gea puts it in against Neuer, shooting in just to the right of the goalkeeper. I have no idea what is up with taking a goalkeeper. I mean, taking a penalty with a goalkeeper. I've never seen a goalkeeper taking a penalty in this kind of stage, like in the international tournament. Never before. But Best does score the goal with the penalty, taking a 1-0 lead for Thailand. Pretty early in the game. There's 20 minutes being played so far, and Thailand will have possession of the ball again. Going back to the right back, Christian Maggio. Looking to find some passes, finds Yaya Toure. Here's Cesc Fabregas to Maggio. Not going to find Hulk with the pass. He's going to go back to Yaya Toure. Couple of plays in the middle. Here's Tarish to Adebayo. Quick passing that makes it 2-0. Fantastic passing on the edge of the box. Pass, pass, pass. Straight away shoot. You grab your goal number 2. And Best, his body language seems to be suggesting, I've got this game. I told you this was coming. Pass, pass, pass. Look at that. Straight passes, no touches whatsoever. First touch passes, and he makes it 2-0. Zola looks pretty worried. He's got to be changing up his team a little to try and come back into this game. Zola has not been threatening the goal of Thailand at all. Or rather, he's not even able to go anywhere near the box. There's so much of pressure coming in from the Thai defenders and midfielders. And look at Best, he's just giving a smile. He's like, yeah, this is pretty easy for me. Up against a legend like Zola, but we'll see what kind of changes Zola has made to his squad. And the game has restarted. Tony is bringing out the pass to Torres on the right. Looking for options in the middle. Tony is making a run into the box. He's not going for the cross yet. But here we go, Sturridge down the other end. Sturridge is going to go one-on-one with Rio Ferdinand. Can he get past the defender? He's going to go for the chip shot. What a shot there from Daniel Sturridge, making it 3-0, giving a thumbs up as well. That was fantastic. Nobody expected that chip shot coming in from Sturridge, even with his weaker right foot. Manuel Neuer caught out of position. Fantastic finish coming in from the Liverpool striker, making it 3-0. For Thailand in this match number 2 between Thailand and China. And Zola looks absolutely lost in this. He does not know what to do to come back. Yes, Ribery going down the left wing now. He loses possession to Benassia, and Thailand will bring it out of defense with Hulk and Sturridge. Hulk in possession, going up against Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole did well to win the ball against Hulk. Totti now in possession for Zola. To Torres, back to Totti again. John Obi Mikel joining in the attack, looking for options. He's going to go back and look for the pass for Totti. But well shut out by the midfielders from Thailand. And that is the end of the first half between Thailand and China. And I think this has been the biggest margin, 3-0, of a win so far in the first half in this whole tournament. We haven't seen a bigger marginal victory in the first half yet. Absolute domination here by Thailand. We see the third goal coming from Sturridge. What a beauty of a goal. Just chipping it over the goalkeeper very casually, making it goal number 3. And the game will restart with China very heavily on the back foot. 3 goals down. They have lots to do to come back to try and make it 3-3. Here's Ashley Cole in possession, giving it over to Ribery, all isolated alone on the left wing. He's going to spray to the middle where Luca Toni was, but they lose possession of the ball. Here's Sturridge, Adebayo, Eto'o, quick passing here coming in midfield. Adebayo once again, Eto'o, Fabregas, Eto'o again, Adebayo on the left. This is fantastic build-up coming in from Thailand, eventually losing the ball out to Rio Ferdinand. But look at that passing coming up from Best 45. Such confidence. He knows he's leading 3-0. And so far, he's been having it easy. So he can play with all the confidence he wants to. And remember, even the first goal he scored with his goalkeeper off the penalty. But here goes Thailand down the attack on the right. Hulk unable to play the pass onto the feet of Daniel Sturridge. Here goes John Obi Mikel giving the pass over to Tony. Mikel to Tony again. Torres is making a run ahead, as well as Ribery. But here is Totti in possession, looking for options. There's no one in the middle, but here goes Tony getting intercepted by Yaya Toure. Fantastic positioning by the Ivorian midfielder. And here goes Daniel Sturridge. Might he go for the lob pass to Adebayo? He won't, and the referee is going to blow for a foul. It's going to be a free kick for Thailand. Gonna change kickers over to Eto, and they're gonna play a short free kick. Benasha, the center back, pushing forward in attack. Here goes Hulk, back to Eto. Fabregas gonna give it to Adebayo. Adebayo, will he play another pass? He won't, but Eto still having possession for Thailand. Now to Felipe Luis and Yaya Toure. Daniel Sturridge, Yaya Toure again, back to Sturridge. Sturridge, can he shoot? That's Yaya Toure. That was a weak shot on his weaker left foot. And comfortable save for Neuer. Maggio almost winning it back for Thailand in a very advanced position. But just 15 minutes left in the game for Zola to try and score. It is possible to score 3 goals in 15 minutes, but he has to make every attack count right now. Fernando Torres in possession, giving it to Totti in the middle of the field. Fernando Torres, yes, Luca Toni to aim at in the middle. In comes the cross, comfortably cleared away by Benasha, but it comes out again to China. Mikel on the ball, giving it to Ribery on the left. Might be looking to send a cross in, twisting and turning. In comes the cross, way off the mark, away from any of his strikers, but Tony has possession. Here's Torres looking for the shot. Fantastic sliding challenge coming in from Felipe Luis, I believe. And now Thailand will be able to bring it out of defense and go into the attack. They might look to score goal number 4. That's going to be a free kick. Will they take it quickly? No, they won't. They'll wait. They might hit it into the box. In comes the pass over to the left side. Felipe Luis was waiting. Now here's Benasha. Forward to Fabregas, looking to play a pass to Adebayo. Here's Daniel Sturridge, waiting for options. Sturridge still going alone, looking to twist and turn, but Lucio comes in with the challenge, and the referee blows for full time, ending the game 3-0 for Thailand against China. Best 45, scoring all 3 goals in the first half, and even first goal being scored by his goalkeeper David De Gea with the penalty. Zola looks absolutely defeated there. He has no idea what just happened to him. And best 45 coming on with the victory for Thailand in game number 2, leveling the score 1-1 between Thailand and China. There are your supporters from Thailand. Some of them the management of Garena, as well as the team from Neolution. But this is your man who won game number 2 3-0. That's best 45. So there you go, confirmation. Winning in set number 2 is Thailand, and I'm sure China will change up the player to play in game number 3. So if best 45 does play the next game, I believe the format will be that as long as you win, you still continue to play. Only when you lose, then your next teammate takes over. That's what I believe it's gonna be. So best 45 will still be playing in game number 3, and China will look to change it up for their next game. So there you go. Your player for China going to be playing in game number 3. It's going to be Liu Yi, also known as Ikerno. Previous achievements, 2014 TGA, 2nd place for Liu Yi. And I remember he's going to be playing on left midfield with Francesco Totti, and that's where all his attacks come from. And if I'm not wrong, he has won every single game that he has played in just by a 1-goal margin. And the player for Thailand, of course, is going to be best 45, who won 3-0 in the previous game, coming up against Zola. So we'll go into the team management screen pretty soon to see how both teams will be lining up. So there is your team selection, and Thailand is going to be playing up the same formation with best 45 used in the previous game. In goal is going to be Weidenfeller, 2 fullbacks, Sergio Ramos and Christian Kivu, centre backs Benasha and Maxes. Defensive midfield, Yaya Toure. Attacking midfield, in comes Paul Pogba, making his first appearance for today. Right wing, Robin Van Persie. Left wing, Di Natale. That's interesting, haven't seen him being played yet. And two strikers going to be Demba Ba as well as Didier Drogba. Both players now, or rather Demba Ba and Drogba at some point of the season having played for Chelsea. So Di Natale, you know, interesting selection. He's going to be playing on left wing. He's a left footer, yeah. The captain of Udinese. I believe he has retired now already. So this is the 2009 Di Natale. And on the bench, you can just see the Korean stream highlighting that Deno Sturridge is on a down condition. So that's why he's not being played. In comes Drogba with the up condition. Demba Ba, Di Natale and Van Persie with a neutral condition. Now we'll have a look over on the side of China. In goal is Handanovic. Two fullbacks, Piszczek on the right. Left back, Emmanuel Ibue. Two centre backs, Lucio and Ferdinand. Right defensive midfield, Botma. Left defensive midfield, Alou Diarra. Right attacking midfield, Francesco Totti. Left attacking midfield, Ribery. And two strikers, Luis Suarez and Luca Toni. Off goes Fernando Torres to make way for Suarez. So this is pretty interesting, and like I mentioned, I don't think Torres has even scored one goal at all for China in this whole tournament. He was their #1 pick, their first draft pick for China when they came into this, but they have not even scored a single goal with Fernando Torres. But we'll go right into the game. In game number 3 between Thailand and China, it's going to be best 45 from Thailand taking on Ikono from China.
Spearhead.
So Thailand going to be playing with the red kit and China with the white Chelsea kit. And we'll go right into the game to see how they'll be lining up, and we'll go right off with kickoff.
Number 27, Robin Van Persie.
So this is the lineup for Thailand going into this, a 4-1-1-4 formation, and China with a 4-2-2-2. Although not as wide and played on the right as you would want to, more played centrally as well as on the left. But Thailand will get the game underway. They'll be attacking towards the right in the first half. Kivu is going to play a pass over to Di Natale, having his first touch of the game. Paul Pogba winning it back for Thailand. Di Natale back to Pogba again. This is fantastic build up, and Demba Ba right off the first attack of the game, scoring the first goal. That was a fantastic move coming down the left, combining both Pogba as well as Di Natale. These two guys making their first appearances for today, and making the assist for Demba Ba, who twists past the centre back. I believe that was Lucio. Maybe it was it was Ferdinand. Rio Ferdinand. He got past Rio Ferdinand and put it past the goalkeeper, making it 1-0 for Thailand very early in the game. Now Liu Yi is gonna chase it back for China. He's got a long way, but the thing is gotta chase. But here goes Totti to Suarez. Suarez equalizes right after. There was so much of space in the middle of the box, and he fully made use of the space given to him, putting in a finesse shot on his favorite right foot into the bottom corner. I thought that Totti might go on goal for himself, or rather have a shot on goal himself, but he passes it to Suarez, and the Barcelona man scoring the goal, making it 1-1 right after Thailand have scored. But Thailand will go on the attack again. Here's Pogba giving it to Drogba. Can he send in a cross for Sturridge? Or rather, that was Demba Ba. Drogba still in possession, eventually getting tackled by Rio Ferdinand. Now China will be able to bring it out of defense with their left back Emmanuel Ibue. So they will now look to go on the attack with Suarez giving it to Totti. He's going to spray the pass over to the left where Ribery was waiting. Going down the left is Emmanuel Ibue. Back to Ribery again. This time a bit more patient with their build-up. Ibue now charging down towards the byline. Is he going to go for the cross? Looks like he won't. Looking to play a pass to Ribery. That's a mistake. Here's Suarez. That's going to be a penalty. No, it's not. And Tony scores the goal. Referee, I think, gave the play on. Tony had possession. Scores the goal. That makes it 2-1 for China really early in the game. He just came right back into the game. Look at that. Even though the challenge was coming in from the defenders, he still managed to evade it and puts the ball past the goalkeeper, making it 2-1 to China. And it all came off that patient build-up on the left with that pass from Ibue. And even though his pass to Totti, I believe, was a little off the mark, he capitalized on that mistake from the Thai defense and still managed to score the goal. So Thailand will now go in the attack. Yaya Toure in possession. Demba Ba making the run forward. Ba cannot get there ahead of Lucio. So China will be able to defend and bring it out. Drogba is going to put it out. Going to be a throw into China. Pretty long throw coming over to the central of midfield where Totti was waiting. Here goes Ribery, back to Totti and back to Ribery again. Diarra playing it forward to Tony. Waiting for options, gives it to Suarez. Both the strikers having 1 goal apiece to their name. And here is Alou Diarra giving it over to the left where Ribery was waiting. Not going for the cross just yet, might be looking for a short pass. He was looking to play in Alou Diarra, making in a run deep from midfield, but Botma wins it back, giving it to Tony, looking to make it 3, but well defended by Thailand, but they still carelessly give the ball away to China. Having possession is Diarra, looking to play a pass. Totti couldn't find Tony, so Thailand will go on the counter-attack. Di Natale playing a pass to Demba Ba. Can he get past Lucio? Demba Ba, not the fastest of players, still looking for the space to run into. Demba Ba going against Lucio, does really well. Ba with the final fake shot. Couldn't get past the Brazilian centre-back. And it's going to be a corner, which he will take into the box. Drogba chests it down. Going to play a pass. Oh, he's going to go for the shot. And Drogba makes it 2-2. There goes your celebrations. Even bowing down to best 45. That goal coming off that corner. Chested down brilliantly by Drogba. And look at that close control. Taking the ball away from all the defenders and putting it past the goalkeeper right at the stroke of half-time. So we will probably going into the break at 2-2. What a fantastic first half that we've been having in this match against Best 45 and Liu Yi from China. And we'll go into the break 2-2. 45 minutes played already. Really entertaining first half. First it was Best 45 from Thailand taking the lead. Then Liu Yi scored 2 goals to take the lead. And then Thailand managed to claw it back. It's all even going into the break. There you go, the first goal of the game. Fantastic build-up coming on the left. First attack. And this was the goal from Suarez for China. Just finesse shot into the bottom left-hand corner. Goalkeeper could do nothing. This was the chance, I believe, might have been a penalty against Thailand, but the referee played on, and that was the goal scored. This was the brilliant goal scored by Drogba, chesting it down over all the other defenders and managed to control it past them and scoring that goal. So we'll begin the second half. Scoreline reads 2-2 between Thailand and China. And looks to be facing some issues. Gonna have a little bit of it's gonna just pause a while. Alright, so the game is back underway. And the scoreline is still on 2-2. And again, we're gonna have another little pause, but the game will begin again. Demba Ba in possession of the ball. Gonna play it to the left side is Di Natale, who made a really good run. Now he's got to find a space to send in a cross or a pass. He does neither. And China will get it back with their defenders. Here's Francesco Totti, the talisman for Roma as well as Italy back in the day. Ramos in possession for Thailand. Maxes to Kivu. Here's Di Natale giving it now to Yaya Toure. Having a little bit of spikes here, but the score still at 2-2. Haven't seen any goals yet. Here's Paul Pogba in possession of the ball, giving it to Ba. Ba was going for the fake shot. Unfortunately, couldn't get it past any of the centre backs. So China will now look to go on the attack. Leading the charge is Luca Toni, giving it to Ribery on the left, who finds Ibue. Ibue plays in Suarez. Suarez, can he get past the defender? Yes, he can, and he puts it in, making it 3-2 for China. And such joy coming in from the crowd. That was a fantastic turn from Suarez to get past the defender. Little shimmy and the fake there completely fooled the defender, and he just puts it easily past the goalkeeper into the net, then making it 3-2. An advantage now for China, and Thailand will be looking to make changes to their lineup to see what they can do to come back into this. Been a pretty tense game so far. Anything can happen. So Tenvitit taking his time with the changes, possibly making substitutions. I believe Di Natale might be going off. And the game will restart. Michael Carrick comes in midfield. I believe Paul Pogba is the one who makes way for Carrick. And the game will restart. Here's Kibu giving it over to the left. Di Natale is still playing. Here's Benassia, the centre back, joining in the attack. Daniel Sturridge with the chance to score. I believe Sturridge replaced Dembaba. Sturridge again. Can he score? No idea. Is it in? Yes, it is. Eventually it's in. There it goes, making it 3-3 for Thailand. Right off the substitution, Sturridge coming in as a substitute. First attack for him, and he scores the goal. The replacement for Dembaba. There you go, Sturridge. First shot save, but look at that scissor kick for that rebound. And he puts it in for 3-3. 13 minutes left in the game. And like I mentioned, anything can happen. This game is going back and forth, back and forth. Both these players scoring goals. And it's been an absolutely fantastic game so far. Just a little more than 10 minutes left. And I won't be surprised if we are going to go into extra time to find a winner or even go to penalties. But it's going to be a substitution. Off goes Luca Toni and Alou Diarra. In come John Obi Mikel as well as Dimitar Berbatov. I believe this is his first appearance in the tournament for China. But Thailand win it back. They're going to bring it forward with Didier Drogba making a run. Mikel gets there ahead of him to put out the clearance. And China will look to go on the attack. Here's Ferdinand giving it to Totti. Totti was waiting for the run of Luis Suarez ahead of him. Ribery in possession for China. Now here is Berbatov. First touch of the game for him. Looks like he won't be winning a foul. Looked like a foul to me. Referee does not give the free kick. But Sturridge down the other end. Looking to go on the counter attack, but Ferdinand does really well to just outmuscle him and bring the ball out of defense. Here is Totti down the other end for China. But Thailand win it back. So both teams just constantly losing possession of the ball, frantically looking for that winning goal. This is the last minute of 90 minutes. So we'll see who will possibly score a goal. Here is Luis Suarez on the ball, and the referee blows for full time. The 90 minutes are up. We are going to go into extra time to find our winner. There it is, the player from Thailand. Tien Vitit, also known as Best 45, and Liu Yi from China, also known as Ekerno, fighting it back and forth to make it 3-3. This was the equalizer to make it 1-1 for China, and Drogba scoring a fantastic goal to make it 2-2 at the end of the first half. This was the goal from Suarez to make it 3-2, an advantage for China. And the equalizer which came in from Sturridge. Fantastic acrobatics there just to get his legs onto the ball and to make it 3-3. So we'll get underway in extra time. Another 30 minutes to be played to find our winner. Thailand playing with the jersey, the red jersey, attacking towards the right. Christian Kibu in possession. He's been a pretty stable left back, I would say, for Thailand so far. And here is Sturridge doing very well to get past his marker, but Mikel comes in with the interception, and China will look to go on the counter attack. Michael Carrick is chasing back, but unable to stop the run of all the other players. Ribery in possession of the ball now for China. He's looking to make some turns, and here goes Totti. Good turn of pace from Totti. Well saved by the goalkeeper. Rebound does not fall kindly for Luis Suarez. So now Thailand will go on the attack. This will be the last attack in the first half of extra time, and Drogba is going to give away a free kick, which China will take it short, take it quick, and Ribery will now touch down the left flank. Giving it to Totti in the middle. Mikel to Bodmer. Here is Berbatov. Berbatov has Suarez to his side, And what happened? He scored a goal. Yeah, looks like he scored a goal. Liu Yi might have scored a goal out of that attack that came in. Yeah, Berbatov did score. So he went one-on-one with the goalkeeper, probably doing a couple of turns past the defenders. And he did score that goal. So here goes Di Natale down the left side, looking to find an equalizer in the last minute of the first half in extra time. Looking to play across in perhaps. He's going to go for the short pass, intercepted by the defenders, and the referee will blow for half time. In first half of extra time, scoreline reading 4-3 in favor of China. Liu Yi scoring the goal for Berbatov, or rather with Berbatov, who went in towards goal, twisted and turned past 3 defenders, I believe, and scoring the goal past the goalkeeper. So it is advantage towards China now. Going into the second half of extra time, just 15 minutes left for Invitational, for Thailand to come back into this game. A lot is on the line. If Liu Yi wins this game, it's going to be advantage to China, 2-1 in this series, and they will be one step closer to taking the win back and going into the next round. So we'll be looking to begin again with the second half of extra time. There you go, your highlights. That was the goal which came in from, I believe that was in the first 90 minutes of the game. This is Drogba with the goal to make it 2-2. Suarez made it 3-2 in favor of China. So we'll go into the second half of extra time, 15 minutes left. China with a 4-3 goal advantage. Ibue going to be playing down the left for China. Piszczek in possession. Now to Ibue, back to Ribery. They're doing pretty good with possession so far. Frustrating Thailand, not giving the ball away at all. Ibue giving it to Ribery. Ribery has space to run into. He's going to run into that space. 2 players are up against him. He's going to pass it back to Ibue. Mikel, Bodmer, back to Piszczek. Mikel once again. Now to Ribery on the left. He turns past Sergio Ramos really well. Looking to find a cross perhaps. No, he won't. Goes back for Ibue. Mikel, Bodmer, Mikel again. Totti. Looking to go for goal perhaps. No, he won't. Ribery in possession. Back to Mikel again. Bodmer to Ibue, back to Ribery. This has been like 20 passes string together with no real attack coming in. There comes the sliding for Thailand, and the referee blows for full time. In the second half of extra time, China completely kept the ball to themselves, not giving Thailand any sniff at goal at all. Having full possession of the ball in the second half of extra time, winning this game 4-3. So China lead the series 2-1. There's your man taking the win, Liu Yi, who came up with the 4-3 win, scoring the 4th goal with Berbatov in the first half of extra time. And Invitational does not look happy at all. He knows that Liu Yi was trying to waste time with all those passes, and he is definitely not happy with the result. But I'm sure Liu Yi will take it anyways, because China is leading 2-1 in this best of 5. So if China wins one more game, they win the series and they will go into the next round to face Vietnam, who will be waiting for them tomorrow. So China win game number 3, and for the next game, I'm sure Zephilos, the captain of Thailand, will be coming back to play for them in a very crucial game, because like I mentioned, one more win for China and they will go into the next round. Here you see some highlights all from Team Korea. So there you saw the different teams that are participating in the FIFA Online 3 Spearhead Invitational. 6 different countries taking part, or actually 7 different countries taking part. But of course, like I mentioned earlier, the Singapore and Malaysian players are playing in a combined team. So that team is called SingaMalaya. Looks like we'll be going into a short break, and coming back after the break, we'll be coming for the crucial game number 4 between Thailand and China. China leading the series 2-1. We'll be back after a short break.
이건 ELS 야구거든. ELS는 주가가 떨어져도 정해진 선 위에만 있으면 약속된 수익을 받는 거잖아. 그러니까 이 선 위로만 들어가면 무조건 스트라이크.
네, 공수 교대됐습니다.
선 위로만 던지면 된다 이거지?
네, 던졌습니다.
당신에게 쉬운 금융 이야기. KDB 대우증권.
Wow, banana. Today we're at the National Stadium for the grand finals of the Banana Football League. Things are just about to start.
42.195.
Indeed, a ravishing conclusion. Well, that's all for tonight. I'm Eden Ong.
And I'm Terrence Den. Have a marvelous evening.
Good night.
Hello, it's do the Angmo voice too until my throat want to die already. No, it's like this one. News reading must do the Angmo voice.
In other news, a man was caught on camera robbing a bank this afternoon. Police are asking for any individuals with information about this suspicious-looking person.
Hi, we are reporting live from NUS, but before that, let me introduce myself. It's my first time on set. My name is Terrence Den. Yeah, you can spell it at TRENCTHEN. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Terrence Den, #handsome.
Hey guys, you got see this or not? Hey, this is super funny. Hey, I show you. Hey, you got see not?
In other news,
orders for U.S. durable goods tumbled 1% in May, and orders in the key category that signals business investments also increased.
Where these defense-related goods were being stored for a temporary amount of time. We're putting live on scene again right after this segment.
and now for the weather update. There's a thunderstorm heading all the way from Jurong to Tampines.
Right now we have Terrence reporting live on location. He's about to walk us through those new renovations to the stadium. Hi, Terrence. Terrence?
Hi.
Hi, Terrence. How are you? Terrence?
I'm good.
In other news, orders for U.S. durable goods tumbled 1% in May as demand for military equipment fell sharply. But excluding defense-related goods, orders actually rose, and orders in a key category like signal business investment also increased. We are now on location where such goods were said to be deported out of the country and were stored here for a temporary amount of time. As you can see behind me, it is an empty field at the moment, but yesterday this was filled up with goods that were about to be deported to United States and all of her allies. Such goods were reported to be those military key goods that signaled a huge increase of business investment. So as you can see right now, they have all been moved now, and we'll have more news on that later on where they're being deported to. And that's all from Banana News tonight. I'm Matt.
I'm Audrey.
And have a great night. Yes, it's finally done. Let's go get some dinner. I'm gonna put some pants on.
Wow, banana.
Hey, I just watched some sports highlights on my Newsloop app.
Oh, they got videos on Newsloop too.
Yeah, articles, videos, and heaps of categories. I can get my latest updates in just 3 minutes.
3?
There's one thing that's bugging me though.
What? What's that?
Well, it kind of feels like we're being watched.
Actually, I had the same feeling too.
Hey guys, you got see this or not? Hey, this is super funny. Hey, I show you. Hey, you got see not?
Wow, banana.
I got the move like Jagger. I got the move like Jagger. I got the spin. I'm gonna jump over you, yeah.
It's all about strength and speed. See, I'm moving so fast, even if you wanted to hit me right now, you wouldn't be able to. Come on, hit me, hit me, oh.
Nice car.
Thanks.
Excuse me. Sorry, can you like move a bit? Yeah, I need that.
See, I warn you. I tell you, don't apologize. I use my hand and kick you. Kick you.
And then step 3, all you gotta do is add that b-boy flavor.
Yeah, you want dessert or not?
Yeah, I want.
I'll order for you. Excuse-moi.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Just give me 2 creme brulees.
Sir, this is an Italian restaurant. We don't have creme brulee.
Then just give me 2 chocolate mouse.
Dear, it's Mouses.
Okay.
不是毛西咩 ？M-O-U-S-S-E 毛西吗
Mouses.
I know 啦 I know 啦。Copy. You only live once.
Wow, banana.
Now, sir, here's your receipt.
Keep the change.
But, sir, there is no change. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Accuse.
Welcome back to the EA Sports FIFA Online 3 Spearhead Invitational day number 2, and we are watching our match right now between Thailand and China. China leading the series 2-1, and we'll be going into our game number 4 to find out who will be taking on each other. If China wins this game number 4, they are through to the next round to take on Vietnam. in the next round of Spearhead Invitational. So playing up this game for Thailand is going to be their captain, Zephilos, also known as his real name, Notakon, also the captain of Neolution Esports, their FIFA squad over in Thailand. He'll be taking on Liu Yi, playing for China, who won game number 3 against Best 45 with a score of 4-3 in extra time, scoring that goal in the first half of extra time. And so he'll be taking on the captain of Thailand, Zephilos. Crucial game, a lot at stake, and Zephilos, I'm sure, will be wanting to prove himself on the big stage that he's the man to beat. So this will be how Zephilos will be lining up his team. He's going to be playing up a 4-2-1-3. In goal is going to be De Gea. Two fullbacks, Sergio Ramos and Kevin Asamoah. Two centre backs, Vincent Kompany and Felipe Mexes. Right defensive midfield, Yaya Toure. Left defensive midfield, Michael Carrick. Attacking midfield, Paul Pogba. Centre forward being played by Daniel Sturridge, and two strikers, Didier Drogba and Samuel Eto'o. And actually, Sturridge being changed up, and Van Persie is the one who's going to be coming in to play in place of Daniel Sturridge. And you look over on the tactic side for Zephilos, everything is set at 1%. Yesterday when he played in his matches, he played everything at 100%, but this time he's playing at 1%. Now we'll look to see how this actually changes up the team play, because yesterday when he was playing at 100%, he was so fluent in his attacks. I remember he scored 3 goals against Korea, which was really unexpected. So we'll look to see how 100% works and how a 1% works. In his second tactic, he has like 100% in a couple of it, but the rest of it is still stuck at his default tactic is still 1%. So we'll look on the side of China right now. Going to be playing up a 4-2-2-2 formation. In goal is going to be Neuer. Two fullbacks, Ibue on the right and Ashley Cole on the left. Two centre backs, Lucio and Ferdinand. Defensive midfielders, Botma as well as Matuidi. And attacking midfielders on the right is going to be Totti, left Ribery. Two strikers, Luis Suarez and Fernando Torres. What was thought to be, probably a dream team over in Liverpool, before Liverpool actually sold Torres, or actually before Liverpool bought Suarez, they wanted someone to partner Torres up front, and it would be quite a bit of an amazing partnership between Suarez as well as Torres, but that never materialized as Torres went over to Chelsea in a £50 million move. But this is your match in game number 4 between Thailand and China. It's gonna be Zephilos Notakon taking on Liu Yi, also known as Ikono for China. So these are the jerseys that will be used up. Thailand using up the away kit of Everton, and Chelsea using the away kit, or rather China using the away kit of Chelsea.
Welcome to tonight's match. Tonight's match, Everton against Chelsea. This is how Everton line up. Number 15, Jure. Number 35, Robin.
So this will be your lineup for Thailand, 4-2-1-3. Van Persie sitting just behind Drogba and Eto'o on the right. And this is the 4-2-2-2 coming out from China. So we will get underway in the game, and Thailand will straight away start an attack. They are the ones attacking towards the right. In possession is Pogba. Ahead of him is Van Persie and Drogba. Will he go for the shot? Yes, he does. Going just wide. First shot of the game. A lot of space being afforded to Van Persie, because Drogba was making the run ahead of him. So Van Persie found a space, went for the shot, going just wide. But here comes the long ball for Luis Suarez to chase into. Will he get past the defenders to try and grab a goal? He's going to go outside instead. And he might look to go for a cross or a short pass. He's going to play it short towards Botma. A little out of position for him, but Sergio Ramos winning it back for Thailand, bringing it out of defense. Ball getting intercepted by China though, and here is Suarez getting just ahead of Kompany. Torres in possession, looking to squeeze past Mexes as well as Kompany, couldn't do so. And the game will restart with Suarez in possession for China. He's looking to run ahead. Torres on his side, couldn't find the pass to him, but China will still have possession for themselves, with Ibue playing at right back in this game. He played left back in the previous game, but back to his favorite right back position in game number 4. Pogba in possession now for Thailand. waiting for the right opportunity to pass to Robin van Persie. Couldn't find that pass. So China will now bring it out of defense with Suarez. To his left is Totti as well as Ribery and Torres. He found neither of them. He loses the ball and Thailand will go on the attack with Drogba and Eto'o. Here's Asamoah finding the pass to Yaya Toure. Actually, he did not. And Torres is looking to sprint past the centre backs. Couldn't do it. And Thailand will look to start. Both these teams just constantly exchanging possession, not keeping the ball to themselves. Very sloppy with their passing and as well as their different turns that they're making in the box. Here's Company getting the ball away from Suarez. Doing really well to defend that high ball that came in from China. And Persie going one-on-one with Ferdinand and he couldn't get ahead of him. Ribery in possession. Matuidi now finding Bodmer to Ashley Cole. Very careless pass which Eto'o will collect. Here's Drogba playing the lob through pass towards Van Persie. Can he get there ahead of the defender? No, he can't. And Neuer playing it pretty dangerous but still able to bring it out of defense. Torres to Ribery. Ribery with lots of space ahead of him. He plays a long pass over to Torres, but just a little too far for him to connect to. And the ball goes out for a goal kick, and the referee will go for half time, ending it 0-0 in the first half. Both the players unable to score a goal. Zefilos as well as Ikono. And we will go into the second half to see what will happen. So the second half is underway. In possession is Ashley Cole. China is the team in white. They will be attacking towards the right in the first half, or rather in the second half. And they lose possession of the ball. Here goes Paul Pogba collecting. No, it's actually Eto'o. Drogba making the run ahead. He's not going to go for the lob through pass. Eto'o is charging down the left. Lots of pace with him. He's going to go for the pass back to his left back, Asamoah. Having the possession, giving it to Van Persie. Looking to turn past Ashley Cole. Couldn't do it. And China will be able to bring it out. Suarez with a really good turn past Mexes. Lots of space ahead of him. Company is looking to defend. Doing really well. Just barging Suarez out of the way. And winning the ball back for Thailand. Now Pogba has lots of space to run ahead of him. And he loses possession of the ball. So far, Zefilos has been very careless with possession. But here goes Torres down the other end for China. What a turn it was from the defender. Suarez with the finish. Making it 1-0 to China. Liu Yi taking the lead with a fantastic turn away from the defender to find the space and put it past the goalkeeper. Zefilos has lots to do to come back into this game. He has not found his rhythm that he usually finds. Here's Torres, the pass to Suarez. And with a really good finish with his weaker left foot into the bottom left hand corner. And Zefilos will be taking a pause, taking a timeout, and thinking about what to do. He can change, or rather what he can change in his lineup to come back into this game. There is still time for him, and he is very good on the attack. It's just that he has not found that momentum at all in this game against Liu Yi. That quick 1-2 passing that we see leading up from the middle of the field right onto, or rather into the box, that's not been going well for him. So of course Michael Carrick. In comes Adebayo, who will be playing as a left striker. So an offensive substitution coming in. I think he's not going to be playing now in a 4 attacker formation. So there's going to be 4 strikers on the field. Drogba, Eto'o, Adebayo as well as Van Persie. Here's Van Persie in possession. He finds Asamoah, who's playing on the right wing. Can he score? No, he can't. Gets intercepted by Matuidi. And it looks like Ashley Zefilos is going to be playing only with 3 defenders. Max has Company as well as another one playing on the left. So Ribery will be the one looking to go on the attack. That's a good turn away from Sergio Ramos. Ribery still having possession. Just brought down by the defenders, and Ribery is injured. So Liu Yi has to make a substitution. Ribery will go off. He made a pretty useful contribution, in this whole game, and even leading up to the build-up of that goal which he scored. Ribery played the pass to Torres, and Torres gave it to Suarez, and Suarez applied the finish to make it 1-0 to China. And if China wins this game, they are through to the next round. So Ribery goes off. In comes Pato. But this is a free kick which Totti is really good at. Totti comes in. headed away on the line by the defenders, and it's going to be a free kick for Thailand. I'm sure he's going to take it long, or rather he's going to maybe play it safe with a shorter pass. Yes, he will. And he will look to bring it out of defense with Company and Asamoah. Here's Van Persie giving it back to Pogba. Drogba making the run ahead of him. Adebayo to the side. Oh, that was a fantastic sliding challenge that came in from the defenders, but Asamoah still having possession. Pogba trying to play in Adebayo, just not in a very good angle to play a pass. But here goes Vincent Company looking to make the challenge. Strong challenge coming in from the Belgian defender, and he'll play in Asamoah down the right wing, looking for options, and he finds Paul Pogba giving it to Yaya Toure, desperately looking for that equalizing goal. Here's Drogba looking for the space, looking to find Adebayo. He was sliding in, trying to get the shot in against Neuer, but Neuer was there to make the interception, and China will get the game restarted. I'm sure they want to keep the ball for the rest of the game, but they might actually go for goal. Here's Suarez playing the ball for Torres. Can he score? No, he can. In comes the challenge from Felipe Maxes, putting in that interception. That would have sealed the game, but it's still not over. In comes the clearance. Drogba, or rather Pogba, is in possession. Gives it to Adebayo down the side. Drogba is in the middle. Can he play the pass in? Adebayo still going alone. It almost went through the legs of the goalkeeper. It's going to go out for a corner, which Thailand will definitely look to take and play it into the box. There you go. Really wasted opportunity. Should have maybe played a pass to Drogba maybe a little earlier. But Paul Pogba is in possession of the ball. He's looking to play a pass. He finds Eto'o. Back to Pogba again. This is Eto'o in possession. Finds Asamoah. Thailand still looking for the space to break into. Van Persie to Drogba, and he finishes it in the 90th minute. The equalizer coming with what might have been the last attack. What a relief it is for Zefilos, clawing the game back for Thailand, scoring the equalizer in the 90th minute with Didier Drogba. Fantastic end to this first 90 minutes. The referee will blow for full time anytime, or maybe it might be a last attack for China. We'll have a go at it. Paul Pogba wins it back, and the referee blows for full time, ending the game 1-1. And we will go into extra time to find who will win this game. Zefilos knows that it was made hard for him. This game was definitely not what we have seen from Zefilos before. He is a much better player than this, but he has found it difficult against Liu Yi, who has been very sound in defense, except in the last minute when it really mattered, and Drogba came up and scored for them. I believe this was the goal. Yeah, fantastic finish from Drogba, shrugging off the challenge that came from the centre back and putting it past the goalkeeper. So the game will restart with Thailand kicking off towards the right, and they lose possession of the ball. So China will go on the attack. I think Thailand are still playing with a three-man defense, and so far they're doing pretty good at it. Adebayo will now charge down the left. Three players are joining in the attack from the middle. Adebayo against Lucio. Lucio a little too strong. Drogba almost getting there against Ferdinand. China almost letting Thailand get through, but here comes the through pass. Very poor pass coming in from the midfield from China. They will now look to have a go again with Pato to Torres, Torres to Suarez. Now to the right side is Ibue, back to Bodmer again. In the middle is Matuidi, giving it to Torres. He might look to give a good turn and have a shot. He does not do it, but here's Torres to Suarez. That's gonna be offside. I'm sure that was not too far off. Yeah, it was. You see Suarez really right on the edge, being called out for offside. And this will be the last attack in the first half of extra time for Thailand. He's going to kick it long towards Pogba. He chests it down against Bodmer really well, but he gives the ball away to Pato. And Pato will be able to lead this attack, giving it over to Torres. Unable to do anything out of it, and the referee will blow for half-time in extra time. So it's going to take another 15 minutes of extra time to see if any of them can score. If nobody does, we're going to go into the penalties to find out who wins this game. And there's just so much on the line for Zefilos, because if China wins this game, they are through to the next round to take on Vietnam. Thailand has to win this match to come back into it, to level the sets at 2-2 and go into a final game number 5 to decide the winner in this best of 5. But China will get the game underway, and they give it right away to Thailand, and Eto will go down the left. I don't think Ibue can catch him. Eto is really fast. He gives it to Adebayo, and he scores it to make it 2-1. There is your breakthrough for Thailand. Zephylos with goal number 2, and Liu Yi has got to think about what he can do. He only has 10 minutes left. Fantastic run by Eto on the left, giving the pass over to Adebayo in the middle, and the substitute scores the second goal of the game for Thailand to make it 2-1. The game will now restart. China are desperate to grab an equalizer. Here goes the pass for Suarez, going one-on-one with the defender, and there was just enough for the goalkeeper to come out and collect the ball. So Thailand will be looking to play possession football, looking to keep the ball as long as they can, playing it in defense. Max says to Ramos, he's just going to charge down the left. There's no pressure whatsoever from any of the Chinese players. So Eto will have possession for Thailand. He's just going to keep the ball for the rest of the 3 minutes and end the game like this, because he knows he has the victory. He has possession of the ball. He can just run down the clock and ensure the win for Thailand. Asamoah playing a long pass in for Robin Van Persie. In comes Pato, and the referee blows for full time. This game ends 2-1 in favor to Thailand. The set score is now 2-2. We will go into a final game number 5 to decide the winner between Thailand and China, and who will go on to the next round to face Vietnam. So Liu Yi will play no further part in this, and in comes the final player for China, Bai Shen, also known as Yang Chao. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Yang Cho or something like that. I'll just call him Bai Shen. Bai Shen is going to be taking on Zephylos in game number 5. Everything on the line, everything to be won. $50,000 first prize, and whichever team wins this match, this next match that's coming up, will be one step closer to getting nearer to that first $50,000 prize. And for Thailand, you have to know that Zephylos is your best player, and that is what they want to have in their final game going into this, in this best of 5. They have their best player playing, and he just came off a 2-1 win, although it was a really tense game going into extra time to decide who was the winner. He still came out on tops. So it's gonna go Zephylos, gonna be taking up Bai Shen, also known as Cho Yang, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Actually, we'll just call him Balotelli. His nickname, in-game manager name is Balotelli. Age 25, level 55 in-game. And now all the pressure is on him to continue to carry the flag of China in this Spearhead Invitational. He has to win this game to keep their hopes alive. Everything is down to these two men. Balotelli against Zephylos from Thailand. See, Balotelli already shaking his head. I think he's been looking at his team management screen, and he's just looking at the condition of his players. Not probably the best condition that he can ask for. So that's why he's having a little shake of his head, a little disappointed with the way that his players' conditions are. But we'll have a look at how Thailand will be lining up. Still playing the same formation as they did in the previous game against Liu Yi. In goal is going to be De Gea. Two fullbacks, Maggio on the right, Christian Kibu on the left. Two centre-backs, Benatia and Yaya Toure, who will be dropping back to play at centre-back instead of his favourite defensive midfield position. Two defensive midfielders, Paul Pogba on the right, Daniele De Rossi on the left. Attacking midfield, Robin Van Persie. Centre forward, Hulk. And the two strikers going to be Didier Drogba as well as Samuel Eto'o. And we saw in the previous game where Zephylos was playing with this formation, he didn't look really comfortable with this going to the game. So we'll look to see if he might make some changes in probably the second half of the match, or maybe if this kind of tactic will work against his Chinese opponent, because in his previous game against Liu Yi, he could not get any attacks going. His passing was very disruptive. He kept giving away possession of the ball, and it was made very difficult for him. But now we'll have a look on the other side for China and their lineup. It's going to be a 4-2-4 formation. In goal, Manuel Neuer. 2 fullbacks, Piszczek and Ashley Cole. 2 centre-backs, Rio Ferdinand and Naldo. Defensive midfielder, John Obi Mikel. Central midfielder, Botma. On the right wing is Francesco Totti. On the left wing is Franck Ribéry, and 2 strikers, Diego Milito, who's making his first appearance also together with Luis Suarez. So everything is on the line. There you go, Thailand against China. Zefilos against Balotelli. In this last game of the best of 5, winner goes on to the next round to take on Vietnam tomorrow in the final day of the Spearhead Invitational. This is Thailand against China.
Spearhead.
So Thailand again using up the away kit of Everton, the blue and yellow, whereas China will be using the red home kit of Bayern Munich. So Thailand will be the one that will kick off, and they will be the ones attacking towards the right. Yeah, it does make sense for them to use the Everton jersey because, you know, Thailand are a country that's known for having the blue colors as well as the yellow colors in their national jersey. So they will be using the away kit of Everton, and China, the red jersey of China. The pride of both these countries on the line to see who will go on to the next round. So Thailand will kick off, and right away they lose the ball to Diego Milito, playing pretty deep as a striker, going back to midfield to win the ball back for his team. But here goes Thailand on the attack. Drogba unable to receive the pass from his teammate. So China will now go down the left, gonna play it back to the middle, but there's Naldo and Mikel. Totti to Botma, giving it patiently over to Mikel. Here's Diego Milito, Suarez to his left, and Ribéry as well. But Hulk wins it back for Thailand. They can look to go on the counter-attack. Here's Drogba, spins past the defender, and he's going to go one-on-one. The goalkeeper, can he finish? Didier Drogba, Piszczek with an excellent challenge coming in, sprinting all the way from right back to come in and cover that run which was made by Didier Drogba. And what a let-off it was for China. You know, what might have been if Zefilos took the shot just a second earlier, it might have been the first goal of the game, but nothing happened out of it, and China will look to now go on the attack. Almost a really early goal coming into it, just did not happen for Zefilos for Thailand. So China will now have possession with Totti. It's going to go back to Piszczek, who made that really good challenge to deny Drogba. Here's Eto'o losing possession to Mikel, who came in with a strong challenge. Ribéry giving it to Botma again. Was looking to play a pass to the right back. Piszczek couldn't find him. So Van Persie will win it back for Thailand and look to bring it out of midfield. Here's Drogba to Hulk on the right. Making the run below was Van Persie, but here's Drogba once again. Can he spin past the defenders? He spin the wrong way. Might have chosen to go to his left instead. Was looking to turn into his favorite right foot. Couldn't do it. But here in possession is Milito. Looking to play a pass. But the referee is going to blow for a foul. Will we see a shot coming in? I think it might be a short pass. It's going to be straight to Drogba. Drogba, is he going to go past the defender? He's going to go one-on-one against Naldo. Does he have the strength to go against the big defender from Wolfsburg? No, he can't. And the keeper will collect once again, and China will restart their attack from the back. Totti to Botma, lots of space ahead of him which he can run into, and he carelessly gives the ball away to Yaya Toure. Maggio winning it back for Thailand, giving it to Van Persie. Drogba making a really good run in the middle, one-on-one against Naldo. Naldo coming out ahead. Drogba so far having 3 opportunities to run past defenders, but all 3 times getting intercepted. China still on the attack though. Botma with a good leg out, which managed to start the attack for his team, but he gives the ball away. And Thailand will look to go on the attack. Hulk getting dispossessed of the ball. Totti playing in a pass for Suarez. Yaya Toure with a strong challenge to deny him. Good turn away from Suarez as well. And the referee will blow for half time. First half ends 0-0. Still anything is gonna happen. But so far Thailand and China, actually both of them have not really created clear opportunities other than that one chance which Drogba had running straight onto the goal, but Piszczek came in with a really good interception just to deny him. So the second half will restart. Ribery with a lob through pass towards Milito. Benassia will get there ahead of him, and Thailand will look to start this attack with Hulk, and he's going to win himself a free kick. Looks like Zefilos is going to make a change, and once he sets his formation to his 4 strikers formation, that is going to be scary. That is when he scores most of his goals. Once he has 4 strikers on the pitch, it is when he looks the most dangerous. So out goes Eto'o and Hulk. In comes Sturridge and Adebayor, who I believe have been the top scorers for Zefilos in previous games. Here collects the ball, is Sturridge giving it to Drogba, looking to play a pass back to Sturridge again, couldn't do it. And China will look to go on the attack, but China has got to be careful about this Thailand attack. He has 4 strikers on the field now, and a lot of threat coming in from the middle as well as from the right and the left. Totti back to Piszczek, giving it back to Totti again. Good triangle passing being played, and China very carelessly looking to play a lob through pass or maybe even an early cross, but didn't work out well for them. So Thailand will restart the game with a goal kick, hitting it towards Adebayor, but the ball was won by China. Here's Piszczek giving it to Totti on the right. Piszczek was asking for the ball, but the cross seemed like a pretty poor one, somehow still managing to land onto the feet of Ribery. Cole back to Ribery. He's going to turn past Maggio. Is he going to go for the cross? In it comes against Yaya Toure. He clears it away. And in comes the clearance from the other defender. Drogba is going to go and run forward, giving it to Sturridge. Sturridge back to Maggio. Maggio to Van Persie. Van Persie has 2 strikers ahead of him. Adebayor to Drogba. Drogba, can he finish? No, he can. Clearance away by the goalkeeper. And the defenders combine together. But Maggio will have another go again for Thailand. De Rossi to Adebayor. Adebayor to De Rossi. Drogba, again another chance. Sturridge scores the goal for Thailand to make it 1-0. Very scrappy build-up, but eventually managing to get the ball into the back of the net. He won't care how it scored, as long as it scored. That is what matters right now for Thailand. Look at that goal. Sturridge, another acrobatic finish off that ball which fell onto his feet, making it 1-0 to Thailand, and not much time is left in this second half. I think we are into probably the last 15 minutes of the game, and China are desperate. He will be looking to make changes. He wants to push more players forward. Zefilos knows he's got this. He's got to just keep his cool, keep his defenders in position, make those interceptions, and this game will be won. China have got to make changes. They've got to try and come back into this. Substitutions are going to be made. Triple substitution. Of course, Milito and Ribery and Suarez, I believe. In comes Krasic, Pato, and another player. Triple substitution for China. 20 minutes left in the game for them to come back. All the pressure right now is on the Chinese player Balotelli. Botma in possession now, looking to find some space. He plays a really poor pass, which falls to Thailand. Sturridge going against the defender. Couldn't get past him, but Thailand will still win it back nonetheless. Maggio in possession, giving it to Pogba. Lots of space. Finds Sturridge, giving it to Drogba. Drogba looking to turn past the defenders. Hasn't been able to do that so far in the game at all. Here comes a lob through pass. Luca Toni one-on-one with Benassia. Benassia getting the better of the Italian. And Thailand will be able to clear. Here is Adebayor getting a skill move done past the right back of China. Drogba in possession, giving it to Van Persie. Can he kill this game off? Looking to twist and turn. Here's Van Persie. No foul, says the referee. It seemed to be a foul for me. and China will go on the counter-attack. Here's Luca Toni to Pato. Pato to Krasic on the right. Back to Pato once again. Looking to play in Toni. Good interception by Benassia. And Thailand still having possession with Felipe Luis playing at left back. Adebayo is going to run to the byline. We're into the 90th minute. This will be the last attack of the game. Adebayo back to Luis. Couldn't find him. Does China have enough time? No, they don't. The referee blows for full time. And that is the end in this best of 5 between Thailand and China. Thailand coming out on top with a 3-2 win in the overall sets. And they are moving into the next round to take on Vietnam. What a huge victory it is. What a tense past 2 games it was. Zefilos, the captain of Thailand, showing that he's their man to beat. In game number 4, winning the game in extra time. And now in game number 5, just scoring 1 goal. That was all it took. And then I remember in the past 10 minutes, Benassia making a couple of really important interceptions for Thailand to ensure the win. And there it is, your man of the man of the moment, Zefilos. And this is Team China. I'm sure they'll be disappointed with themselves. They came here with a lot of expectations, but there's your team with the victory. Team Thailand consisting of Krisara, Tienvitit as well as Nutakon, the 3 players from Thailand, taking this set 3-2 and moving on into the next round of the FIFA Online 3 Spearhead Invitational. And they will join the other 2 teams waiting ahead of them, Vietnam and Korea. So tomorrow is our next play day, the next best of 5. First match of the day, gonna be Thailand against Vietnam. That best of 5 is gonna be crucial. That is your semi-finals. Whoever wins that game between Thailand and Vietnam will go into the final to take on Korea and have a shot at the $50,000 first prize. But what an amazing series which we've had, pushed right to the edge up to game number 5. Really tense moment. There you go, Zefilos showing off his manager name over in Thailand. I think he's the most successful FIFA Online player that Thailand have produced so far. Really popular back in his homeland. And what a victory it has been. Such passionate supporters that they have. And I'm sure over in Thailand, many of them have been watching the live stream. And what a joy it must be for them just to see Thailand going home with the win in this day number 2. And tomorrow, they'll be taking on Vietnam. They lost to Vietnam in the winners bracket, so they've got everything to prove. And even in the Southeast Asia Championships, in the finals, Thailand lost to Vietnam. So everything is on the line. Nutakon winning himself another $2,000. He already has won $4,000 being the MVP for Thailand. Now winning another $2,000. He's gonna walk away, or rather walk home, with $6,000 won for himself. Absolutely amazing. The captain of Thailand, so influential and just pulling off the wins whenever he really needs it. Whenever his team needs it, he always comes up with the goods. So like I mentioned, tomorrow Thailand against Vietnam. That is the match to watch. Vietnam and Thailand, such huge rivalry between them, neighbors, on the map. And the past 2 times that Thailand has played against Vietnam, Vietnam has won very narrowly. So I'm sure Thailand will be looking to take this opportunity to go up against Vietnam. Here is your final results for today. Thailand winning 3-2. First match being won by China, second being won by Thailand, third being won by China. And Nutakon, the captain of Thailand, also known as Zefilos, winning game number 4 in extra time, game number 5 in the 70th minute to win it home for Thailand. So this is what's going to be happening tomorrow. We're going to be having an event match. Park Ji-sung taking on Shinji. I believe that's a K-pop star or something. A special performance by Girls' Day. But what is the focus is tomorrow. Thailand taking on Vietnam in the playoffs to the finals. And in the finals itself, the winner of Thailand versus Vietnam will take on Korea in the finals. Korea are already guaranteed $25,000. And if they take home first place prize is $50,000. So a lot to play for tomorrow. Absolutely fantastic games. playoff match as well as the final match will be happening tomorrow, both best of fives. So join us tomorrow starting at, I believe, 1 p.m. maybe. Check out our Facebook page, EA Sports FIFA Online 3. You can find more updates over there, and you can find our event page, which is called Spearhead Invitational. All our updates are posted there. You can find it, and tomorrow we'll bring you more exciting games from the Spearhead Invitational. Thank you for joining us. Signing off is myself, Easy Game. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day, and this is it.
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 박희성입니다. 축구 선수가 빠졌죠. 요즘은 좀 요양하고 있어서 몸이 안 좋아요. 많이 맞춰도 되겠는데요? 3대4면요? 2대2면 걱정을 많이 했는데 게임은 남자 여자가 따로 없더라고요. 잘하면 여자도 너무 잘하니까 국가대항전이니까 나라를 대표하는 의미가 있을 거라고 생각을 합니다. 이왕이면 좋은 성적으로 많은 사람들을 기쁘게 해줬으면 좋겠습니다. FIFA Online 3 Spearhead Invitational 2014 저 박지성이 함께합니다.